Oh, and look who is. Are you kidding me right now? 2 nights in a row. I already see that the chat is popping. You guys know what time it is. So our schedule's changing a little bit this week because of travel, because of golf, all that kind of good stuff. But of course, I see already you guys find us. The super stickers are already flowing. So here's what we're going to do tonight because we have to deliver a show to Stadium tomorrow, as you guys know, at 11 a.m. Eastern time, right after Coach and Company. So we're going to restart the show. We're going to do Stadium. And then we'll address all of your super stickers, all your questions. And of course, we've got to do the Coach and Brolette wheel at the end of the show. So if you guys are ready, I am ready. Producer man, let's roll it. Oh, I absolutely love doing the show. Welcome, everybody, into the Coach and Bro Show right here on the Stadium Network and everywhere the Stadium is, DirecTV, YouTube TV, even Amazon Prime Video. Now, on this show, you're going to hear all of the business, the bigger stories in the world of wrestling. If you're looking for us to break down a segment here, that's not going to happen. But if you want to be entertained, you want to be educated, you want to learn and laugh, this is where you want to be. Now, I don't do this show by myself, not even by a long shot. And my man is back in the saddle this week, and there he is, Mr. Russo. We're having a hell of a week. How are you, sir?
We're having a hell of a week, and I'm following the story. I'm following now is, I mean, Coach, have you heard the Tony Clark story, the players rep for the players union?
Yeah, like I've seen a lot of the details, and the first thing that came to my head, but it was, what are you doing? What are we doing? An inappropriate relationship. Also, they built a building for him in Phoenix, so he didn't have to travel back and forth to New York.
Well, listen, you call it inappropriate. I call it the dude was doing the hey nanny nanny with his sister-in-law. Bro, come on. Like, Coach, come on. Who does that? Who does that, Coach?
Do we know if it's his sister's sister or if it's his? God, that wouldn't be right. It's got to be.
It's his wife's sister.
It's his wife's sister.
Yeah, the hey nanny.
Oh God, that's the worst. The hey nanny nanny. Yeah. Oh man, that's almost worse than being a mamby pamby. It's a lot worse in the world of russosbrand.com. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Well, especially where baseball is, because they're going to the bargaining table next season, and there's going to be a lockout in baseball next year. There's no doubt about it, because the owners want a cap, and the players are not going to let that happen, man. So there's going to be a lockout next year. I mean, I think it's 90%.
I think it might be higher than 90%.
Yeah.
The only one worse is what the WNBA is doing. Have you ever seen, and it's appropriate because we always talk about TKO and AEW. So WNBA has never made money in 28 years of existence. Never. The only reason they're still around is because the billionaire owners, right? So they are putting their feet down, and they said, we will not settle for less than 27% of the total revenue of the league. And they want a certain minimum of salaries. You know, the proposal they made, how much money the league would lose if they say yes? Have you seen this?
No, how much?
Not millions of dollars, Vince. Hundreds of millions of dollars. Yet these ladies are like, nope, we're standing pat. These billionaire owners are like, thank you. We've been waiting for this for 28 years to say goodbye. Because they also make more money in college than they do in the pros now.
And, you know, relating that to wrestling, that's what Al Snow always talks about, these indie wrestlers that want, so much money, and meanwhile they're not drawing. And the whole idea is, no, bro, you get paid based on the people you get to come to the show. If I pay you $2,000 and nobody comes, guess what? I'm out $2,000.
There you go. They don't understand that.
They don't understand it, man. They don't.
You don't ask for $5,000. Like a big indie number would be $5,000. That'd be a big indie number. You don't ask for $5,000 until you have a track record where you have houses that draw way more than $5,000.
Absolutely, yes.
It's the way it goes. Yeah. All right. So Vince, we got several pictures. Like it's like all of our merch arrived at the same day. We have a brand new merch store.
Nice.
And I don't know if our new merch is up yet, but I had some behind the scenes early art. Vince, the stuff we're getting ready to sell with your face on it and my face. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me right now?
Crap.
Hey, producer man, while we're talking, can you grab the just the Juggalos, the Juggalo Brothers art form, if you don't mind, and just throw it up whenever you get to it, because I'm just calling this on the fly. Vince, I'm telling you right now, we're gonna sell out so fast.
See it. Let's see it.
Yeah,
I'm looking
so
forward to
we
it.
have like 5 or 6 different ones. He's got to pull it up, so just throw them up whenever we get to it. All right, so we got a lot to talk about coming up in about 15 minutes. Logan Paul and Bad Bunny. Could that really be happening? In 30 minutes, Cody Rhodes, could he be a heel anytime soon? And then in 45 minutes, Vince, Triple H, he does it again. He does it again. Well, we got to start with John Cena. He did his first big interview.
I'm buying that. I'm buying that. I'm buying that right now. I'm buying that.
How long is it going to be before some idiot on Twitter goes, "Oh, they've got a white face on. They've got a white face on." No, it's funny. It's fine. You know that's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. That is awesome right there. Me and you are Jugga Bros for life.
I love that, man. That is awesome. That is awesome,
cool.
Man. Yes.
All right, so any of you out there, you want to buy some of our new merch, the brand new featured one today is Fagozy. If you use Fagozy10, use that code Fagozy. No, I think it's just Fagozy to get 10% off. Look at Tommy C. Is anybody living his best life than Tommy C right now?
Unbelievable, man. The best.
Is that crazy?
Yes.
Then you got Mikey P on Kiss Up Mountain over there. That's just awkward to even look at. So take that off.
Yeah.
Fagozy, 10%
very
off.
Uncomfortable. Yes.
Yeah, very uncomfortable. By the way, we don't know yet, Vince, if Dirt Sheet Dan is going to arrive at any point today.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, I know you and him have some issues.
Yeah, let's hope not.
All right, so Vince, I saw John Cena on the podcast of O'Shea Jackson and TJ Henderson. And it's the first interview that I've seen where he addresses the entire year, the entire retirement tour. And there were a couple of things in there that really, really shocked me. Have you seen any of this interview yet?
I have not, Coach.
I have not. Okay. So he had a lot of sound bites out there, but this is the one that I zeroed in on, that I said, you know what? I got to play this for Vince. So let's go cut one. Producer man John Cena talking about the end of the tour.
I tried to plan it as a year of creative experiences. Right. But you also got to be able to pivot. Hey, you got Travis and Rock. You don't have Rock. You don't have Travis. Yeah. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. AJ was supposed to be Drew. Yeah. Pivoted. But it pivoted. But like we want to give them a feel good moment because they were listening to the data points. Like they listen to you guys. They do. It's real. Yeah. And
they just can't tell you because then you got too much power.
But if we tell you, then you'll say something else and it might not be authentic. Mm-hmm. So you have the Brock moment. People are pissed off. Then you have the AJ moment and things are great. And then you have this 3 appearance run with Dom, which is fun.
Amazing.
You know, like
which we brought up.
Hometown boy wins in his hometown, gets the hits for the cycle. Like you can't write it better than that. Yeah. And then you go to San Diego, he gets his payback, but Liv comes back. We involve every fucking person we possibly can. Yeah. Like fun match. And then the ring general.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, Mitch, you have so much fun. And this thing is going to be awesome. And man, we're going to go, no, he ain't going out like this.
Yeah.
Fuck. Darth Vader's born.
But was he really born? By the way,
maybe is he telling us Darth Vader's in the box? Is Darth is that what he's referring to? Is Darth Vader in the box?
He might be in the box. We don't know. But by the way, no offense to O'Shea and TJ, when you're setting up the studio, maybe get rid of the Rich Eisen show stuff and not tell us that you're sharing the studio with the Rich Eisen show, which is a big show, by the way. Vince, the first thing, the data points. The fact that I love John Cena, but sometimes he's kind of like Tony Khan, where he won't answer the question. He kind of talks around it. What did you make of the fact that he admitted that they listen to shows like ours when they're deciding what they're going to do?
Well, no, I don't think they're listening to shows like ours at all. I think they're listening to that hardcore audience. I think they're listening to that wrestling mark audience. They were the ones that wanted Cena and AJ because it was a great match. That's why they wanted the match. So that's the audience that he's talking about. But here's the thing. What he laid out, okay, even if Cena, let's say Cena's shooting here and he was really sold on everything they laid out, and maybe everything they laid out on paper looked great. Maybe on paper it looked like Gunther was going to be Darth Vader. But then, Coach, what the problem then is the failure to execute. Maybe it looked great on paper, but it didn't look anything like what John Cena was talking about. Thus, your problem. And listen, man, instead of listening to that niche audience, here's all you have to do, Coach. Write the best television that you can. That's all you have to do.
That's it. That's it. And I would love, and I said one of the best moves they made, Vince, was signing him to a 5-year ambassador deal. Because as long as he's still with the company, he can't be honest. Because if he's being honest, Vince, then he would sit there and say, that year sucked compared to what I had in my mind. Don't you think?
Right.
That's what he would say?
Well, he kind of did say that. And Coach, we used the word pivot at the time.
Yes.
We used that word. We said when whatever happened with The Rock happened, at that point they had to pivot. And Cena's calling it a pivot, but it was not a very good pivot. It fell flat. That's the bottom line. And like I said, maybe it looked good on paper, but the execution was unwatchable.
Yeah, it was unwatchable. It didn't make any sense. And then he brings up the whole Brock thing. I will still contend, and maybe I'm spoiled because I get to work with you. Maybe I'm the spoiled one. Maybe we're all the spoiled ones. But I learn from you, and then I see anything that's out there. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. This isn't reality-based. This isn't the best storyline that they could do. He mentioned Brock. Everybody's pissed. Yes, we were pissed because there was no payoff. We were pissed because you're the GOAT, and he comes back and wipes the floor with you. And Vince, they did nothing with that.
Right.
And that's the problem we all have as fans is don't do it without then paying it off so we can get something emotionally out of it.
Yeah, and then let's talk about it. We could even back it up before the year. Austin Theory beats him. They do nothing with Austin Theory. He's talking about the program with Dominic. Okay, did that really elevate Dominic more than he was elevated at the time? No. I say no. Then we go to Gunther. We go to Darth Vader. Did that elevate Gunther? No. So everything they attempted to do, it fell flat. And all I say is, who's going to be held accountable for that? Somebody needs to be held accountable.
But only if there's somebody there with the checks and the balances. That's what you got to have. And when TKO, and I guarantee you every meeting they have, I would say 99.9% are about money, revenue, profits, right? They're not at TKO headquarters, Vince. They can't believe they sit down and go, hey, and they have some assistant walk in with all the storylines from the shows that week. And they go, oh, that's making us money. That's not making I bet if you put a lie detector on Shapiro or Ari, they couldn't name 80% of the roster.
I agree with that 1,000. Nor do they care to.
No.
Nor do they care to.
No.
Yeah.
And so if that's the case, then is Triple H even caring about trying to teach them or show them that if you would have done it the correct way, you would have made more money than what you ended up making? Because by the end, people were tapped out.
God,
they were tapped out.
It's so funny today, Coach, because I was listening to an interview with Buster Posey today, and Posey was talking about it is so important for ownership to be invested. He said that's the difference between a winner and a loser. If they're in it just for the money, they're going to make money, but that's going to be it. If they're invested to put a winner on that field, that's how winners are created. You and I have been saying that to nauseum, Coach.
When we are backstage, and we've been all those years, whether it was WWE, WCW, whatever, all you want is to know that everybody has your back. There's nothing better than walking out of Gorilla and having certain executives or agents go, man, that was awesome. That's exactly what it makes you feel good as a talent or as a player, depending on what sport that you play. But having an owner, like, remember Mark Cuban, he was beloved.
Oh, God.
And he worked with us. He was beloved. Why? Because he was there for every game, same seat. He gave the players everything they needed to feel comfortable and focus on playing. That's why he was so great. All right, we got to put a pin in it. We got to put a pin in it. When we come back on the other side, another young stud is talking on his podcast, and he's talking about a big-time star. We'll put the two together. This is a very special episode. This is two of the very best Vince, Coach, and Bro, right here on the Stadium Network. All right, you crazy cats. The A's are done. Segment number 2. Give me that one-shot, producer man, if you don't mind. All right, here we go in 3, 2. Welcome back, everybody, to the Coach and Bro Show right here on the Stadium Network, Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV. Thank you guys so much for finding us. For those of you watching on YouTube, we value you as well. Now, Vince, let me bring you back in because we get a lot of information. I don't know if Logan Paul, they just don't pay attention, but he gives us a lot of stuff on his podcast, does he not?
Absolutely.
Does he not?
Absolutely, yeah.
He does. And there's been a lot of like fantasy booking out there the last month or two on how they're going to fill out the 10 matches at WrestleMania and how they're booking now because of ticket sales or lack thereof. Vince, he went on his Impulsive podcast and he addressed the rumor of him wrestling Bad Bunny at WrestleMania. And he said, there's way more than a no here. In fact, I think it would be the greatest WWE match of all time, and then spoke about it further. Do you think they're at a point where they need, I don't want to call this a gimmick match, because Logan can go and Bad Bunny showed with Damian Priest, he can go. Do you think this will be a go?
I think it needs to be a go. I mean, without a shadow of a doubt. But again, what did we just talk about in the last segment? This could be a go. This looks good on paper. I want to know, what does the story look like? The execution, Coach. The execution and the weekly TV is how they're going to get the masses emotionally attached to this match. I think they should definitely do it, but the execution's going to be vital.
I'm so glad that you just said that, because I think that people are starting to listen now, at least the fans, and they're realizing what we're talking about on a lot of different shows, that in order to sell tickets, to get the casual, to get the fan that says, you know what, I've got Netflix, I'm going to hit Raw. Oh, man, I saw Logan Paul, or I saw Bad Bunny talk about fighting Logan Paul. That's how you get the casuals. So, Vince, let's walk through it. You're writing this. You know they've lost 2 members of the Vision. You don't know what they're going to do. As the head writer, what would you do to get us to a Logan Paul Bad Bunny that would make sense?
Well, the first thing you need to do, which I don't think they would do, the first thing you need to do is you need to have Bad Bunny committed to the show every single week. We can't pull a Roman Reigns here. We can't have Bad Bunny do a spot every 3 weeks. No, you need a story, and maybe it's a jealousy having to do with popularity, whatever it is. But the main thing is to have the story going on with both participants there every single week. The WWE, Coach, they tend to shy away from that because of lack of creative. They don't know. If they've got Bad Bunny every week, they don't know what to do with Bad Bunny every week. That's the problem.
It's funny, too, because I don't know if Bad Bunny is as invested as a Jelly Roll. Like Jelly Roll, if you say, hey, we've got 7 weeks, and he's clear, because they have touring and all that kind of stuff they have to do. But let's be honest, you're only asking them to be there on Monday night.
Right.
The last time I checked, Vince, the new way of touring is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then all those stars fly back home. There's no more world tours. There's no more you leave on January, come back the next January. So it could still work. The question is, would Bad Bunny want to come back? The last time he competed was May of 2023 against Damian Priest. He is now the biggest artist in the world. He's making a gazillion dollars. He does love it. Do you think he loves it enough to come back and train and show up for, let's say, a minimum of five or 6 weeks in a row? Do you think they could get him to do that?
Listen, man, if I'm a Bad Bunny and I know he just did halftime and I know he's got a huge following, listen, if I'm a Bad Bunny, I want to continue to grow that following. And if I can fit it into my schedule, they pay me a lot of money and I enjoy the experience the first time around, why wouldn't I do it?
It's so much fun when you come from that aspect. When you're already a mega wealthy entertainer, to do something that's out of the norm, it's a ton of fun. It's a ton of fun. And I got to give a tip of the cap, by the way. I don't know if you saw this, Vince, but Jelly Roll the other night, TNA was in Nashville. They had their pay-per-view on Friday, and then they taped Impact on Saturday. He was front row. And I talked to Tommy Dreamer. He sang happy birthday to Tommy Dreamer backstage. He didn't ask for any special treatment. All he asked for was a front row ticket for him and like a couple of buddies. You never see that from these celebrities, do you? That just want to come and hang and enjoy the wrestling.
You know, back in our day, Coach, you used to see that a lot with the sports figures.
Yeah.
The sports figures loved wrestling. They loved the boys. They loved being there. They loved getting involved. They took it very seriously. So it's very refreshing to see something like that again.
It really, really is. It kind of reminds me, Vince, of a time. You remember? I've told you many times. I used to have the pre-tape room in every building. So during the day, we do the home videos, Entertainment Tonight. Vince was McMahon. He was so paranoid, wasn't he, about having normal people backstage?
Oh,
he didn't want reporters. He didn't want anybody backstage. So I would do it all. I'll never forget, Vince. There was this movie that we were promoting, and LL Cool J was there with Rebecca Romaine Stamos when at the time she was everything, right? And so one of the secrets I had with The Rock, he got asked to do so many different things. So this particular year, he won an MTV European Award, right? So when we got Rock in the room, you better be ready. He was going to come in, do his thing, and leave. So LL sitting over in the corner of our room with his manager. So we needed Rock to do a 90-second acceptance speech for an MTV Movie Award in Europe. So he walks in. He does not even acknowledge LL Cool J over in the corner. He's all business. So he walks in. I go, Rock, we need this. Okay, here. He starts going to Europe. I love you. Rock's coming. Bop, 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 bop. We get down to 20. I go, 20, 15, 10, 9. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. And then he gets done. Good. And he walks out. Doesn't even watch the playback. I look over at LL Cool J. His mouth is open, Vince.
Yeah.
And I said, what's going on? And he says, he didn't even watch playback. I said, never does. He said, that would have taken us a half a day in Hollywood. I said, he goes, how did he hit the time exactly?
Yeah, well.
I said, he could make, if you smell what The Rock is cooking, last 5, 10, 15 seconds if you wanted. There was all those little secrets that we did that were fun.
And we still have that today for anybody that saw the Becky Lynch AJ Lee in-ring. We've got that same level of performance today, Coach. I mean, come on.
I had somebody send me that, Vince, and they only sent me like the last like those 45 seconds where she was saying, hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. Vince, from a creative standpoint, this segment's about writing storylines that make sense. How does that one make sense to you?
It doesn't, Coach. It doesn't. And that's why this has become laughable to the casual fan. It doesn't, Coach.
She looked, we talked, I believe, on Monday's episode about how, we always talk about the Alexa Bliss, the AJ Lee. AJ Lee's like 5'1", maybe 100 pounds. Alexa Bliss is the same thing. They've built big brands. We'll concede that. But in a real fist fight or a real fight, Vince, you're not scared of them. That's what you taught us. And I watched it back today again because I knew we were doing the show. And I was like, why would Becky be scared of that at all?
Coach, you can. I knew this because I worked very closely with her, and she would tell me stories. I just saw her telling the story in a recent interview, Medusa.
Oh.
When Medusa came up, the person she first worked with was Sherry Martel. And she was scared to death of Sherry Martel. And Sherry Martel taught Medusa in the ring. the way it's supposed to be done. And we all know Medusa, turned out to be a great wrestler. But look at those two women and look at what we saw on Monday night. Medusa and Sherry Martel could beat up men. Jackie could beat up men. Luna could beat up men. China, there were female wrestlers who could beat up men. I would have done, Coach, here's what I would have done. Because AJ Lee is so small, stop it. Becky being afraid of AJ Lee is a joke. I would have done the AJ Lee. I would have had the arms crossed. Go ahead, hit me. Go to Ron. Becky goes to swing. She comes out of that. Boom. One punch to Becky's jaw. Knocks her out. Then takes the brass fingers off her hand. And that's what you need to do.
Yeah, that's realistic. That's realism because
that's why she's goading her on. She's goading her on because she knows she's locked and loaded.
Yeah.
But the way they did that is so unbelievable. And
I wonder if maybe they think that because of some of the reactions they get from her, it's not about the reaction, it's about the physicality and what is real to especially the new fans that walk in. Because Vince, if you're not getting the casual, you're not growing your audience. Your numbers not changing.
Exactly.
So if somebody dropped in off the moon or Mars and they watch that, they're going to say exactly what you just said.
And why is
she scared?
And what do they always say? Look at that phony bullshit.
Always.
Coach, I swore, I made a vow when I started watching wrestling, nobody is going to make fun of this again. That was my vow. No casual fan was going to say, look at that phony bullshit. We're right back there. We got somebody in a freaking box, man.
It drives me insane when I would take that so personally when somebody would say that because
me too.
This is our livelihood.
Yes, me too. Yes.
And it's to hear anybody say it now is so frustrating because all of us in different ways have tried our damnness, whether it's me going to ESPN, whether it's you going several different companies, whether it's Rock doing movies. We've all tried to make us normal. Make us normal. And when somebody says, oh, that's just fake stuff, it grinds our gears like nothing else.
But that's the business doing it to the business because I've said all along, the only people that talk like wrestlers are wrestlers. Real human beings do not talk like wrestlers.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right, we're about halfway home, having a great show so far. Coming up on the other side, Cody Rhodes on his latest podcast talking about why he may or may not turn heel. Also, WWE with a big-time announcement today on the future of PLEs outside of the United States. And I'll give you one guess on who made the announcement. It's Coach and Bro right here on the Stadium Network. All right, you crazy kids. We are halfway home. Keep that one shot. We keep it going. Do not forget, we'll get to all of the super stickers and the Brolette wheel at the end of the recording. You guys are amazing. Keep chopping it up. And we'll get to you guys as soon as we are done with the Stadium show. All right, here we go. The season 3, 2. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It's the Coach and Bro Show. We've just crossed the bottom of the hour. If you're watching us in the East, it is 11:32 in the morning, 8:32 out in the West. By the way, brand new merch store this week. I encourage you to support the brand that way. Now, Vince, before we get into our next topic, I did want to take just a moment because the one thing and one of the positives that I take away from my life in wrestling is the relationships. And this week we lost one of our favorite people we've ever worked with, and his name is Kerwin Silfies. And a lot of people out there may not know who he is because they've never seen him. But at 75 years old, he gave his life to the WWF, then the WWE. What do you remember about perhaps one of the greatest directors to ever live?
I'll tell you what I remember. For the last, probably since 95, 30 years. For the last 30 years, me and Kerwin have shared the same connection with the San Francisco Giants. Kerwin
That's
was a
right.
huge Giants fan. We both got the same hookup through the WWE that we still take advantage of to this day. And
You're kidding.
Kerwin used to go out there all the time. Big Giants fan, but a pro, man, a pro's pro.
If you guys have watched any show in the last, since probably the late 80s, I would say, like any big show, Kerwin was sitting behind the director's chair. He was the guy behind it. Nobody was trusted more to cut the show. They call it cutting the show than Vince trusted Kerwin. Do you know, Vince, the year that Barry Bonds hit 73, we were in San Jose for a pay-per-view. And so it's probably the hookup you're talking about, because Kerwin went, I went, it was probably 8 of us, and 4 of them left going into the bottom of the 7th. They're like, we're going to take off. We want to go to an amusement park. So they leave. Vince, I kid you not. Bottom of the 7th, they're walking out to their car. Who walks up to home plate to hit? Barry Bonds. And in true Barry Bonds fashion, what do you think he did when the rest of our crew is walking to their car?
I know what he did.
Number 53.
Yeah.
Number 53.
Yeah.
So I got to see one of those 73 with Kerwin.
Here's an interesting question. We're going into WrestleMania. What happens at WrestleMania?
What?
Hall of Fame.
Do you think they induct Kerwin?
Should they not?
He should have been inducted a long time ago.
He should have, but now he's no longer with us. Would that not be the right? People don't understand. There are key people in that company where it would not have had the success it had without them. Kerwin Silfies, David Zahadi, Kevin Dunn, Jim Johnson. Come on, man. These people were a huge part of the success.
I think that's one of the things that pains me the most, if I'm being completely honest, is the way the company has gone. A lot of those 30 and 40-year employees have not only been forgotten, they've been fired for no reason whatsoever other than, we've got a UFC person to do it. And when you see something like this, I also feel like as we all start to get a little bit older, things start to matter a little bit more. And today kind of hit me a little bit.
Yeah.
I know you're dealing with your own stuff.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way now that we've all gotten a little bit older than, when we started in wrestling?
Oh, 1,000%. Well, it was always, it had to look like Vince was Walt Disney. I mean, that was the gimmick. It had to look like Vince was responsible for everything. Vince didn't put writers over. Vince didn't put directors over. Vince didn't put Jim Johnson over. Vince wanted to believe that he was Disney and everything was coming out of him. And you know what, man? If that's the philosophy, that's fine. But we're years past that now. And you had a guy, Kerwin, that was a big part of the company. And what are you going to do, man? You're going to go through the Rolodex to find a body to put in the Hall of Fame when you've got him sitting right there that deserves it more than anybody? Come on, man. They got to wake up in some aspects, man.
They got to do it. I got called the other day. There was a big radio show in L.A. that was doing a segment on the Hall of Fame. And because Robert Kraft didn't get in, Bill Belichick didn't get in. And so this host realized that there is no physical WWE Hall of Fame. So somebody on the show knew me. They called me literally live on the air. And I just, I'm live. And they said, would you ever take an induction into the WWE Hall of Fame on top of where is the actual building? I said, that's the reason I wouldn't. With all due respect to everybody that's ever been a Hall of Famer, Vince, to me, they check boxes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They we got to have, a female. We got to have this. We got to have that. And then that's our 5 people for the year. Yeah. I don't want to be a part of something like that.
Yeah, I agree.
It just kind of is. All right. Certainly a person that will be in the Hall of Fame one day is Cody Rhodes. And everybody loves him. We love him. But he is also very honest these days. And I think you can read Vince a lot through his podcast and things that he says on how he really feels. And on his latest podcast this week, he talked about turning heel. And he said, yeah, we've talked about it, we've thought about it. But he said, at the end of the day, I think there is still room for, I wrote this down, quote, a traditional hero. Do you agree with Cody Rhodes?
I do agree with Cody Rhodes. I do agree with that. And I think you could still get a traditional hero over, no doubt about it. But I also believe Cody Rhodes is at the point that he needs to turn heel. And I think I would not be surprised if Cody is saying that to throw people off the scent. Oh. Because, man, you know, Coach, again, coming from a writing aspect, you just know it's time to turn somebody. You just kind of know we've done all we could do as a babyface. And I've said all along, Cody should have been a heel from day one. I don't care what anybody says.
Why? Why?
Cody will be a great heel. Coach, look at him. Look at the way he dresses. Look at he's a heel. He represents money. You see money. His dialogue. He talks above the head of those fans. The words that he uses. This guy is going to be a better heel than he was a babyface, and I've been saying this for years. So I'm going to say he is saying that to throw people off the scent.
And you want to have somebody turn heel before they're ready to, or before the fans are ready to. Otherwise, the fans then shit on it.
That's right.
And if they have him win the chamber, and he goes to WrestleMania in the third iteration of Cody and Drew, the fans are going to boo him. Not because he's a heel, but because they don't want to see that version of Cody Rhodes as a babyface 4 years in a row in one of the main events at WrestleMania. He's already done the last 3. This would be number 4 as the same white meat babyface. And I don't think anybody wants to see that 4 years in a row. Am I wrong?
I don't think so, and maybe that's where you pull the Austin Bret Hart. Maybe during that match, Drew and Cody switch roles. And maybe during that match, Drew becomes the babyface and Cody becomes the heel. Drew would be over huge as a babyface, and Cody would make a great heel. At some point, Coach, you got to stop doing the same old, man.
And he even talked about in the interview today, he talked about how envious he is of Logan Paul. He's like, Logan Paul can fall flat on his face and then blame everything on the crowd, hate the crowd, do all that. He goes, I can't do that. There's a certain thing I can't do. But he said there is a certain freedom to playing a heel and things that you have to do. And Vince, you're one of the great heels of all time and a world champion. I'm one of the great heels of all time, a world tag team champion. We can both admit it's a lot more fun to play a heel than it is to be vanilla or just a babyface.
And not only fun, easy. Yeah. It's easy to be hated if you know what you're doing. It's easy. At this point, listen, at this point, it has got to be very, very difficult for Cody Rhodes to keep himself over as a babyface. It's got to be difficult for him at this point.
Well, he talked about it.
The run has been so long.
Yeah. Eventually, and this is kind of, whether it's merch, eventually everybody has a Cody Rhodes t-shirt. You know, it takes a while, but those start, you know, people, Mom, I don't want that anymore. I want the new guy, or I want that guy. And if you do it at the right time, you're not sacrificing that much money. In fact, outside of the TKO executives, you might make yourself more money your next deal. But if you don't do it, to me, Vince, 4 or 5 years is the absolute max. I want to see the same character with the same talent. What's the timeline for you as a creator?
That sounds about right, Coach, but I could tell you this without a shadow of a doubt. It's a feel. Like you just know. If you're keen into the audience and you've got your pulse on it, you know when it's time. And, again, Bret Hart and Austin in that match was like the perfect example. You just know when it's time. I say it's time now.
I say it's time, too. I really do. Do you think they knew it was time when they did the whole Cena heel turn last March? Feels like that one got a little bit off. A little bit off.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah. A little bit.
Off.
Yeah.
Do we think, by the way, we only got a minute left in this segment. Drew McIntyre, we kind of glossed over the fact it seems like every turn he's getting kind of shit on. And John Cena inadvertently did that in his statement. He goes, it was supposed to be Drew, but we pivoted. Why do they keep pivoting away from putting Drew over? 30 seconds.
Bulletproof. He's bulletproof. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do to him. He's bulletproof. He's going to go out there and get himself over every time, just like Chelsea Green.
God, he's got to be unbelievably frustrated at this point. Why are you putting all the extra on my shoulders? Why do I have to do it? Why do I have to do it?
Yeah.
Just because I can.
A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure. Speaking of pressure, coming up next here on Coach and Bro, the world of WWE is expanding. Big announcement on Wednesday. And we're going to give you one guess on who the superstar was that made said announcement and where the WWE is going in just 3 short months. Also, giving legitimacy to a dirt sheet writer. Oh, a lot of us are guilty. This is the Coach and Bro Show right here on the Stadium Network. All right, you guys have been an awesome audience. We're down to our final segment. Then we'll do all of our super stickers, that all the questions you guys have. And then, of course, we give away a free piece of merch from our brand new merch store on the Coach and Brolet wheel. For any super stickers, $10 or more, you get a spot on the wheel. Good luck as we spin it. All right, segment number 4. We go home in 3, 2. Welcome back, everybody, to the Coach and Bro Show here on Stadium. All right, Vince. So on Wednesday, the WWE made a big announcement as they continue this new business trend of taking PLEs outside of the United States. Have you seen this one yet, by the way?
I've heard about this, but I've not seen the ads.
Okay. So they have decided they're going to take their May PLE to Europe. And, well, you know what? Why don't we just let the man who decided to be the talent as they spread out the wealth across all of their ticket sales? Who are we kidding? Producer, man, just roll the tape. Roll the tape.
Ladies and gentlemen, The Clash is back. For the first time ever, a WWE PLE will take place in Italy. Sunday, May 31st, from the Analpi Arena in Turin, Italy, it will be Clash in Italy. It's all part of a massive European tour through May and June. The tickets will go on sale March 13th. Your pre-sale will be March 11th. Italy, I just have to know one thing. Are you ready?
Give me more.
I thought you were ribbing me on that last line when you.
No, I wasn't ribbing you.
Well, listen, I'm gonna go one step further. I've got some inside information on this.
Well, go ahead. We're gonna leave that up to producer, man, because I got hit on this too. Go ahead. What's your inside information?
I got inside information. Now very famous in Italy. I believe it's the statue of David.
Yes.
My sources have told me. Now, if anybody knows the statue of David in Italy, and I do because I'm Italian, if anybody knows it, you can look it up on the Google. Google it.
On the Google.
David has a very tiny wiener. Like literally, it's literally 2 to 3 inches. It's a tiny wiener.
Okay.
My source tells me that prior to the Clash, they're going to erect a statue of Triple H, much like the statue of David in Italy. The only difference is instead of having a 2-foot wiener, Triple H, instead of having a 2-incher, he's going to have a 2-foot wiener on his statue. So it's going to be a statue of Triple H naked, and he's going to have a 2-foot, that's 24 inches, Coach. He's going to have a 24-inch wiener. And people, when they come to the Clash, they're going to bow down to the statue. Have you heard that?
Enjoying the show?
I have not heard that.
Okay,
I have not heard that.
They got it here first, Coach. They got it here first.
I mean, I've heard they do like to make statues in that part of the country.
There you go.
By the way, I did want to focus on something, Vince, that they got very, very creative with the naming of the show. The Clash in Italy. I mean, it could be the Clash at the Castle, the Clash at the Beach. It's just the Clash in Italy. But Vince, I hate to be the one to do this. But if I don't do it, then I'm afraid you're going to hear it from somebody else, and I don't want you to have to do that. Because the one thing I know that you and Violent J rely on at JCW is loyalty. And somebody who is all in on that company and not potentially looking anywhere else. Would you agree with that?
Yes. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay.
Yes.
Producer man, could you bring up the comments on the announcement of the Clash in Italy? Would you care to read the name at the bottom of the screen, Vince?
Yeah, the Big Vito brand. Yeah. Yeah.
So your number one heel.
Interesting. Yeah.
What are you going to do about it, Vince?
We're gonna have a conversation after this show.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah, we're gonna have a
right
conversation.
There,
yes.
That's disloyalty.
Yes. Wow. Interesting.
I can't. You know who found that?
Who's that?
Your favorite person in the whole BTT universe.
Oh no. Dirt Sheet Dan.
Dirt Sheet Dan.
Wow.
Double D.
Wow.
Double D. He goes, Coach, you need to tell Vince because he was scared to tell you.
Stirring it up. He's stirring it up. He's stirring the pot.
I know. Yeah, but he was too scared to come on the show. He was too scared. He goes, I can't face him right now. Can't face him. Can't face him. I thought it was very, very interesting. All right, we got about 4 minutes left, and I do have to hit on one other thing, because Vince, I have to apologize to you because I felt bad on Monday's episode. You laid something out for me that I didn't think about because I also kind of fed the fire, so to speak. And I'm talking about the whole Booker T and Dave Meltzer situation, because I did also tweet about it. And now I took my tweet down, and today you're a little more fired up than you even were on Monday. Why?
Because I always check the headlines. I always check the news. If there's something I need to read, I read it to keep on top of things. And Booker T addressed it, and I was like, Booker, you're giving him credibility. You're putting him over by acknowledging this fictitious fan. Like what? Then, sure enough, Coach, I go on the things today. 2 of the headlines, MJF chimed in. Bully Ray chimed in. What are you guys doing? You're cutting promos on Dave Meltzer, and then you're legitimizing him like this means something. I mean, guys, don't get me wrong. Dave Meltzer is the star of castrating the marks. But we're making fun of him for an hour. His badly dyed hair job. We're making fun of him. These guys, the boys are pissed off, and by saying something, they're putting him over.
I know.
And that's why I know. And Coach, what do I always go back to? The marks are in the freaking ring, bro.
Yeah.
They're in the ring. Are you kidding me? You're going to acknowledge this Yahoo's voting where there's probably 150 people involved? Seriously? Come on, man. Stop with this crap. Stop legitimizing these freaking people.
I agree. That's why I'm sitting here and I'm taking it, and I will take it on the chin. But Vince, after that rant by you, and
sorry, Coach,
it's okay.
All right,
I gotta close a show like this, and I hate to even do this. I really, really do. But apparently, you were not the only one with the idea of erecting a statue in Italy. In fact, some of the renderings are already out there. They just showed up on the internet. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, oh, beautiful. Yeah, the sledgehammer is the ding dong. Beautiful. Yes.
No. The sledgehammer is covering.
Oh no, I think that's the subliminal. I think that's the subliminal message. The ding dong is that long, man.
So this was found on the internet, And Double D just sent that to me with the tagline, "I'm sorry. Please apologize to Vince for me."
I'm going to ask you a question, and I am as serious as a heart attack. If this came to fruition, Coach, serious, I'm being honest with you.
Okay.
I would not be the least bit surprised. I swear to God, I'm so like everything is Triple H. If this were present the day of the Clash, I wouldn't even flinch. I wouldn't flinch.
What's crazy is this. I probably agree with you. If I hadn't seen the 2K commercial with the whole thing, the whole wall.
That's what I'm saying.
I just nothing. But you know what? Tip of the cap to Triple H, because I tunnel vision, and he's living his best life, and he's doing everything he wants to do. So maybe we're the idiots. That's very possible. Oh my God, look at that. All right, Vince, we got to get out of here. Great show by you today.
Great job.
Do not forget, we are back every Monday and Thursday. Monday, YouTube and social media only, and on Thursday, right here on the Stadium Network. Thank you to everybody who participates, calls in, gets our merch, subscribes. We've added 500 subscribers just this week because of all of you. And we thank you, and we absolutely love doing this. So we'll see you next week right here on Stadium. But for now, for Dirt Sheet Dan, for Mikey P, for Producer Man, and of course my partner, Vinny Ruru, I am the coach. We'll see you next time right here on the one and only Coach and Bro Show on Stadium. Have a great week. All right, we continue on, you crazy kids. We got a bunch, or at least a few super stickers. Vince, we got to get to a few. Guillermo says Trips can't do anything right. They could have at least showed pre-tapes of Pierce and other wrestlers trying to open the box in some comedic ways. Wouldn't have been more entertaining the whole show. Coach, anything, Vince.
I am being so totally honest when I say this, and I mean this.
Okay,
it better be freaking Jericho in that box. They cannot afford to have another miss. It either needs to be Jericho or somebody at that freaking level. If this is another nothing burger, man, bro, I just don't know how many more of those they can afford.
I think you're 1,000% on point. And it's almost become like the kid who cries wolf, and that's Triple H, with the tons of surprises. This is a new day, a new era. Every big event, he's been saying the same thing. So now, to your point, but Vince, if there's a human being in that box, I think I would like it more if it was something that led to the revealing of it. And I know we're supposed to suspend our relief. I get that, Vince. But this box is going to be sitting there between the two shows for 14 days.
Obviously, you don't, man. I thought, listen, you are so much more active in the business than I am. You're the big shooter at Sirius. You got the big show at Sirius. You bring on all these guests, but yet you don't have the pipelines that I have.
No, I clearly do not.
Coach.
Yes.
They poked holes in the top of that box. So who's ever in that box is perfectly comfortable for the next 2 or 3 weeks.
What are you dropping, like cheese sticks in those holes, or how are we feeding them?
There's holes in there so they can breathe. And then they can put like hoses down the holes, feed them intravenously, give them water, give them Gatorade. They're all set in that box for 2 weeks.
Can you imagine if that was really true? Can you imagine if somebody agreed to sit in that stupid box for 2 weeks? Oh, my God. I mean, it's just crazy to even think about. Our boy Jimmy Fingers, with all this new merch, everybody wants back on the wheel. I am hearing that after the box was revealed that Tony Khan has frozen Jericho's contract. If this is the case, who is coming out of the box? Mickey Knuckles? In fact, along those same lines, I believe we have somebody who wants to pop onto the show. Double D, are you out there? Double D. Do we have Double D? Oh, there he
Is the
is.
death knell.
There he is. All right, Double D, look straight at me. Do not look at Vince.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look straight at me. What information do you have potentially on Jericho's contract? Look right at me. Don't look at Vince.
Yep.
What do you got?
So I have a lot of. So usually it's saying that Tony Khan, Fightful's reporting that Tony Khan froze Jericho's contract after he took time off in 2025. Usually that's for like injuries or something because he's done this in the past with people who are trying to leave for WWE.
Suspended their contract, meaning
Frozen.
frozen.
So that means they didn't do their dates or had to take time off from dates where they would have had to work. So then you freeze it. So
if you freeze it for 3 months, does it say in the article that then 3 months would be added to it at the end, or does it end on the same day?
I think it just ends on the day where something is frozen. All it says is it brings up the Jericho cruise, how there was no AW talent on that cruise.
That's true.
So at least, so it's basically explaining that they freeze it in case injury time, maybe re-signing. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff.
All right, great update there, Double D. Appreciate that. All right.
I have a guess of a crazy of who might actually be in the box. It'd be very stupid. It would be very stupid.
Who would that be, Double D?
Danhausen.
Danhausen.
Good night, everybody.
How do you do it, D? You come on for 1 minute and you get Vince to walk away. You come on for 1 minute and you get Vince to walk away. How do you? Who is Danhausen, by the way? Who is that? Who is Danhausen?
Coach, you cannot put this guy on the show. Do you know what this does to our credibility?
Or does it just shoot us in the foot? Do we lose all of it? All right, D, I need you to drop off, D. I've got to do some damage control here. I really felt strongly about Double D's segment on the show today.
Can we bring him up one more time?
All right, Double D, come on back up. Come on back up.
Bro, tell me that was supposed to be a really bad joke.
That was supposed to be a really bad joke, because if that's it and Triple H thinks that's the big one,
okay,
then yeah.
Right. So
I was making fun of Triple H thinking because he'd be someone stupid that they would put in a box for 2 weeks.
Well,
and have R2 be the one that opened it up.
You didn't get any of that across whatsoever. No. Just so you know, bro, that's not the way you got it across. So it was a joke, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Thank God. Okay. All right. He lives another day, Coach. Because I'm saying the delivery was horrible.
It was horrible.
Whatever
it was horrible.
And I said, you know what? I'm going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt that it was a bad joke.
All right, Double D, you're living for another day. You will be able to work tomorrow. Our resident intern does it again. I do love Double D. I do love Double D. By the way, apparently there has been a new poster dropped. I don't know if you want to put it up there, producer man. I don't know if this would work or if this would piss off Vince or not. Go ahead and throw anything that you've got ready over there, because apparently there's been more news dropping about the statue and actually how they're going to use it in Italy with the show. There it is. There it is. There, the Alpi Arena.
Coach, I got to ask you another question.
Okay.
This what is it? What did they say about an enigma? It's a riddle wrapped up in a what is that again?
Enigma is a riddle wrapped up in the truth.
Something like that.
Something like that. Okay.
I'm looking at Dirt Sheet Dan because his picture is still at the bottom of my screen. And now I'm noticing he's not on camera. So he's not wearing that hat that he got out of a dumpster somewhere. So that means he puts on the hat to come on the show. So that means he thinks that hat is a good look on the show? Is that what that means, Coach?
Hey, I mean, Double D's his own man. He's his own man. He's his own man. He really is. He really is. All right, we have By the way, somebody said I would pay money to debate Coach face to face. Ari, his dishonesty in 2025. First of all, don't know what my dishonesty means, but you do not want to debate me face to face.
Dishonesty about what?
I have no clue. I don't know. I would crush you, like in a very lighthearted, fun way. But I would one of the great time of all time.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a lot of people who want to get on that new event. We bring out a brand new merch store, and all of a sudden we got a bunch of super stickers at $10 or more. So let's go to Too Much Sauce. What up, Coach and Russo? Me and brother were watching Rock Goldberg at Backlash 2003 and forgot Coach was on commentary. Thoughts on the vibe around that time? Rock was going to Hollywood full time. I got to be honest. I forgot they wrestled at Backlash 2003. I swear to God. I swear to God. Rock had already left full time and was like coming back, dipping in, dipping out. Goldberg, I wrestled Goldberg too. And I like Goldberg as a human being. Always got along with him great. But I got to tell you, I was a little bit scared when I got in with him.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had one speed, 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
100 miles an hour. Yeah.
So
did
he spear you?
Vince, not only did he spear me, I was sitting up in the corner, and it was a 2-on-1. Mark Henry was supposed to protect your boy. And Mark Henry goes over the top rope. I'm laughing, and I was a little bit too close to Goldberg. He grabs me by the chest. He then launches me. I do a full somersault, back bump across the ring. I get up, turn around, spear. He gets me up, jackhammer slam. 1, 2, 3. And I almost, Vince, what if I would have kicked out of that? I've always thought about that.
You would have went down as a legend, man. I mean,
Legend!
a bigger legend than you are now, but
Oh,
yeah.
my God. I'd be the only one ever. Oh, God. Can you imagine if I would have done that?
Yeah,
oh, my goodness. The only call Max says, ever since WrestleMania 28, the main event of every Mania has featured a part-timer. Can WWE survive without the true box office names once Reigns, Rock, Orton, Punk, and Lesnar retire? This is a great question.
It's a great
question. Vince hated we didn't even use the word part-timer when I was there.
No.
I mean, every one of those big stars showed up every single week for both shows most of the time. So this whole I think this part-timer thing, Vince, and I know they're very talent-friendly, and they want to have Brock around and Roman Reigns around, but at some point, they've got to say, maybe it's not these two, but they got to say either you want to be here or you don't. And if you want to be here at least January through April every year, you got to be full-time. Then maybe pick your spots the rest of the year. But this is nonsense that we can't even build a storyline because Brock and Roman aren't full-time till Mania.
Well, the question he asked, without the true box office names, Reigns, Rock, Orton, Punk, and Lesnar, bro, ask yourself the question, who's up next after those guys? Who's up next?
As a true ticket seller?
Yeah.
Man, they got some work to do. Like, if we're talking like put your face on the marquee selling tickets.
Yep.
Wow. Man, I think they would love to believe that Trick will get there. Every time we say there won't be another Rock, then you go, okay, maybe. There won't be another, maybe. So I don't know. I don't like to say never because that would be disrespectful to a lot of young people coming up right now.
Yeah.
But it's going to be really, really hard to get to that level. It really is.
It's going to be really hard to get to that level with who they have trying to create that level. It's creative. It's creative, man.
It really is.
You could put Boba Fett in a freaking million matches, man. And after a while, it's just going to be a match. It ain't enough, man. It ain't enough.
Do you think the talent, the top ones do know? Because Roman just did it on Pat McAfee, and I think he was shooting a little bit, to be honest, on Pat McAfee's show. But do you think some of the talent that's up and coming either doesn't want to admit it, or do you think they know that they're being handed dog shit storylines, so no matter what they do, aka Becky, AJ, it just won't matter?
All you have to look at is history and who got called up before you. That's all you really have to look at. Why is your case going to be different?
We were talking today on Off the Ropes whether or not Joe Hendry and Ricky Saints want to come up to the main roster right now, because a lot of the other ones we're saying right now, what have they done? Well, Javon, they put him in the chamber. Okay. Trick, maybe. Oba. But other than that, look at the rest of them, Vince. They come up. I mean, Matt Cardona should be pushed to the moon right now.
Mm-hmm.
And what has he done since they re-signed him in the last month? It sucks for him. Then Chelsea breaks her ankle. They go from two of the hottest to two of the what?
Yeah.
And we love both of them.
Yep.
Both of them. All right, our man Jimmy Fingers. Vince, it looks like you're winning the hair battle with Mrs. Russo.
Yeah, man. I'm going, man. I'm past the stage where I would always get a cut because it's annoying. Now I just got to overcome my wife who's hounding me every single day.
All right. Jimmy says 2 months from now, people are going to think that Kevin Nash is the new investor of JCW. Don't turn back now. You're almost home, bro.
Yeah.
You're almost home.
They know the brand knows, Coach. One of my dreams has always been I've always wanted Kevin Nash hair. And every time it starts going, the pressure of the wife makes me cut it.
It begs the question, and if I'm too personal here, just tell me I'm too personal. Does the hair and the situation with the hair, does it directly affect nanny time?
Well, the Coach, I'm 65 years old. What kind of nanny are we looking at? No, we're nanny. We sleep in separate rooms because we just want to go to bed and watch TV. Like, let's be honest. Hey, nanny. Come on.
Very well. Up next, Adam6262 says, I'm doing a rewatch of WWE from the early 2000s. Coach and Al Snow's banter on commentary was more entertaining than anything we get today.
But I would have loved to have seen that.
Me and Al had so much fun. You need to ask Al about this the next time that you're with him.
Tomorrow morning, 7:30.
All right, so bring up this show, the story on the show. He did this motorcycle ride from Cincinnati to Dayton or Dayton to Cincinnati, whatever, south to north, whatever. Right. So he had a deal with the Harley Davidson place. That's where it was going to start. And I'd ridden motorcycles years and years ago, like dirt bikes, but nothing on the road. So I get there and I'm going to drive a car. And he goes, hey, you got to ride in the ride. It's only 22, 25 miles. And it was starting to lightly rain. And I go, now, so he talks to the owner, and the owner says, Coach, I got something for you. He goes in, and I shit you not, Vince, they bring out a brand new red Harley Davidson. He's driving it around the front, takes a little turn to come towards us, lays it down.
Oh.
Brand spanking.
Oh, I got to ask Al about that tomorrow.
You got to ask him about it. And I looked at it, and I said, you know what? I'm straight. I'm good. I don't need. And I drove up to the restaurant where everybody was meeting. They all rode in the rain, and that was it. But they ruined a brand new motorcycle. Ruined it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So ask him about that tomorrow. But he was a lot of fun to do Sunday Night Heat with. He was great. Al's the best to work with. He's the best to work with.
Al's great. Yeah.
Society Review says, my favorite part of JCW last week was watching Vince Russo looking like he wanted to throw the entire state of New Mexico into the sun. What's he talking?
Yeah. I had to dress down a couple of referees last week.
I heard you almost fired everybody.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you gotta rule with an iron fist sometimes, Coach,
Do you think maybe the referees might be in line to get dressed down by heel coach?
Oh, God. I don't know if they could handle that. I mean, me dressing them down is one thing. That's a whole other level, Coach.
I got to be honest, your boy Barnabas, he did a podcast where all he did was talk about me. He then did his own post where all he did was talk about me. Oh, you show up, my boys will beat your ass. I'll do this.
He's trying to get the coach rub. He's trying to get the coach rub. Obviously, trying to get the coach rub.
Clearly. And I said, don't ever call me out. I said, because heel coach, he's only very, very, very close.
He's right there.
He's right there. Heel coach sits next to me every single day.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Barnabas.
Yeah.
What a joke.
Yeah.
What a joke. Yeah. The outbreak. Stop it. All right. Graham Crobert. If Triple H doesn't get his act better, WWE will lose fans. It's already happening. Guys, the other night, Vince, so Monday night they were in Memphis. They did not sell out. They did not sell
And
out.
that's and I don't need to tell people Memphis, I think, is a wrestling town. I don't think I need to tell people that.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was set up for 9,000. They only sold 8,200.
Wow.
They only have 8,200. All right, we've got a couple more, and then a very
Man, I got to tell you, Coach, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but
what?
Whoever comes out of that box, it's pivotal. I really believe it's pivotal. If this is a Grayson Waller or, bro, like, wow.
Vince, I could not agree with you more.
Do they have anybody? Oh, bro, do they have anybody else hurt that could be coming back soon?
I made a list today. I actually have it right here.
Kevin Owens? Is Kevin Owens coming back
you
soon?
got Kevin Owens, who claims he wanted to be back in time for WrestleMania. Bianca's been out almost a year. She's gone. Yeah. Xavier Woods. I mean, that's. I mean, you can bring in an AEW. Will Ospreay. No, it's not going to be AEW.
Maybe it's maybe it is Kevin Owens.
I feel like he's not even big. I feel like when you do this, it's got to be a surprise. It's something you're not even thinking about.
It's gotta be. I swear to God, Coach, for their sake, I hope it is. I don't think they can afford another miss.
I thought about this. What if it's a way to reveal another belt or another title? They've done it before.
Coach, they've got in people's minds, and they know this. They've got in people's minds it's Jericho. Now, if they're trying to, get people to watch this based on that, and it's not Jericho, if it isn't something bigger than that, then you've stepped in it all over again, man.
And think about this, Vince. This is not a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown. They're doing this, and I'm all for this because I work for ESPN, and I'm on the app the next 4 days, so I need the app to succeed. But they're going to open the box on the ESPN app, on the PLE. And so if it's not gigantic and people pay $30 to get that app because of that box, it's going to be an even bigger uproar than if it was just on Monday Night Raw. It just is. Let's go to @Jeff Des TH9IO. Hey, Coach, just wanted to thank you as well for all the great memories from the Attitude Era. You're welcome. When I was a kid watching with my father, rest in peace, you were the GOAT doing interviews with big stars.
There you go, bro.
Thank you. I thought I was pretty decent myself.
Bro, hold on for a second. Well, freeze that pose. Put the hand back by the phone where you had it. Put the hand back by. Bro, you don't get mamby-pamby manicures, do you, Coach?
No. I would never get a manicure.
I mean, your
my
nails
hands just look really good. Yeah, they look really good.
Your nails look like this, I hope, in some fashion.
Like yours are like hardcore, like you worked on a farm.
Like
nails,
I bite them. I bite them like an animal. And then I spit them out all over the house.
Mine are good.
Not
but no, I don't. They're not. I promise. They're not manicure. I'll get a pedicure any day of the week. I do not get manicures. I'm just lucky. Just kind of like, I have no wrinkles either.
Producer man, edit that out. Edit the part out about the pedicures, please. I need to protect Coach. Please edit that part out about the pedicures. All right, go on, Coach. What's the next one?
At Raw5012. Great show, guys. VR. Have you seen any of Officer Colt Cabana's JCW work?
I have not, but I heard it's phenomenal, and we've been trying to get Colt to come back, to reprise that role, but it just hasn't been matching up with the dates.
That makes sense. By the way, not to put you over, or I always forget that I'm a part of the show now, right? I'm a part of JCW, even though we're still negotiating. But I saw this high level podcast today. It's like 3 guys. I think your people retweeted it, and I actually stopped and watched it. And Vince, they were putting over you guys like very legitimately. Like your numbers every week has climbed since you started 400%.
Yeah,
is what they said since you started
in like 3 months.
In 3 months,
Coach, can I share with you and everybody on this?
I would love that.
Watching this, Coach, I had such a great angle and a great idea, But because we live in the freaking world we live in, I cannot do it.
Wow.
Coach, we've got a Mexican wrestler on our roster. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not. His name is Mecha Wolf. Phenomenal. Phenomenal athlete. Really, really, really great Mecha Wolf. So, Coach, I wanted to have Mecha Wolf wrestle. And every week in full body gear with the mask, the whole 9 yards on the back of the uniform, ICE. ICE. And ICE is hitting the building and the arena every single week trying to get Mecha Wolf.
But he stays a step ahead of them.
He stays a step ahead. So, Coach, you know the persecution I would be going through for this. But, Coach, here's the end game.
Okay.
When we finally reveal ICE, Coach, it's Glacier. Coach, how great would that be to stick it up every
Oh,
button?
my God.
But you know, Coach, if you did that 1 week,
You get crushed.
forget
Yeah,
it. But
you get
bro,
crushed.
how cool would that be when people are ripping it to shreds and then they pull it off and it's freaking Glacier? How awesome would
It
that
would be
angle
so funny. It would be so funny. It'd be so funny. I can't believe you just gave that away because I would. I know you can't ever do it, and it sucks that you can't.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
I hate that I can't do that. I hate it.
All right. Trader Chris says, genuinely curious if Dave Meltzer is such a joke, doesn't any attention for any reason, acknowledgement legitimize him? Is he just good for content?
Oh, he's great. He's great for content.
Great for content.
No doubt about it. He's great for content. Absolutely. Absolutely great for content.
And he does live in a world of blinders. I'll give that to Dave.
Yeah.
He sits there. I mean, if I sat on a couch and did a radio show with, they don't ever want to get better. And as long as people pay $15, oh my God. But good for him.
Yeah.
Don't want to hate on him. Good for him. But yes, great for content. Panhand says, so now 2 PLEs in May, Backlash May 9th, and Clash on May 31st. No time to build anything. Not like they would anyway. That's a great point. But we're talking 3 weeks.
God, man. What are you going to do in 3 weeks? Like, that's a great point, Panhead.
Great point. At the Spaceman says, yo, Coach and Bro. I want to give you Living Legends your flowers, but I got heat with Vinny Rue. Uh-oh. Why no clean finish for last week's JCW main event? By the way, the Outbreak versus Bros of Fun, Cage Mac was on fire. Answer for yourself, Vince.
I will answer myself, Mr. Spaceman. No disrespect. Clean finishes for a fake wrestling match is about the most ludicrous thing I can comprehend. The fact that hardcore wrestling fans want clean finishes, Coach, to fictitious wrestling matches. Do you know how freaking bizarre that is?
Is it Barnabas bizarre or just bizarre?
It's bizarre.
I know, but they take it real. It shows that they still take it real. Yeah. They really, really do. At Tom Brady, 7 rings. When I was younger, Kurt Angle versus Kane was second match on Mania. Taker versus Big Show and A-Train. I miss the good old days where a No Way Out was loaded card.
Yeah.
There's at least 25 guys back then. I could rip them off right now that were main event quality guys.
Easy.
Oh, my God. The shows were every Monday night was red hot. Venom829 says, do you guys see Kevin Nash's comments on Javon Evans? And will you guys be doing Rock Hogan WrestleMania 8 for the first watch along? We are still figuring that out, but we want to. So I'm going to be on the road until the 16th of March. So here's what we're planning on doing. The week after that will be our first watch along. We got to figure out the schedule. I would love for that to be our first one, Vince, because you've never seen it.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
All right, so we'll do it right here, right now. Venom, it's for you are a premium member only. So we're going to do it the week after I get back from my next golf event. We're going to book it. So that'll be our first one. Will be WrestleMania 18.
Do you know the first part of that? Because I don't know what Kevin said about Javon Evans.
All right, so basically he's getting heat because some people are saying, by the way, producer man, can you send that basically to me? So basically he said something about Javon Evans is being booked in a certain way. He wants them a little more serious. And the term that he used, some people are saying was a little bit off color. And he's like, I'm the only one invested in the black talent. Why am I having to answer but he apologized. He apologized. I don't have it up right now. Oh, he called him Mr. Bojangles is what he called him.
Yeah.
Mr. Bojangles.
I love
and
that. Well, you ever see, man, I swear to God, hey, you guys listen to me for a second, everybody watching this show. I got to bring you back old school. If you guys feel like a good cry today, maybe you want a good cry at the end of the day, okay? Just let it all out. Coach, you got to go on YouTube and watch Sammy Davis Jr. perform Mr. Bojangles. It's art.
Amazing.
It leaves me speechless every single time.
So Sammy Davis,
yes,
Mr. Bojangles. All right, I'm going to do that tonight in my hotel room.
What happened to talents like that, Coach? What happened to the Sammy Davis Juniors? Where are all those?
Auto-tune.
Oh man,
Auto-tune, influencers, content creators hitting their own buttons. By the way, he said he wished Javon Evans was a little bit more urban. Is also what Kevin Nash said. So I didn't think anything he said was out of the box, and I'm a black man the last time I checked. So, all right, one more, and I believe we've got a couple things left in the Brolette wheel, and then we're out of here. M. Heaton says, Predictable Paul. I like that new name, Predictable Paul.
That's a good name.
That is
a good name, Mr. Heaton.
All right, P Squared. That's going to be my new one. Loves the Clash in Italy poster and has just announced the theme song for the Clash will be Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel.
How great would that be?
Oh, you guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. One more quick one. What if it's Vince McMahon in the box? First thing he says, it's me. It's me, you son of a bitch. Oh, that'd be hilarious.
That would be tremendous. That would be great.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Could you imagine? We did have some other options, however. I believe this was a potential for in the box. Producer man, can we put up the first option that we have, please? There's that with Adam Pearce, but I was even a better GM inside the box than he is outside the box. No offense, Adam. And then this also could be another one that would really get the crowd going.
Yes.
Do you notice who's on the belt?
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Very nice.
At the end of the day, we can joke all we want. We love to laugh here, and hopefully everybody doesn't take it very seriously. But seriously, for fans who are paying a lot of money, paying for these apps, paying for these shows, Vince, they've got to get this right and make it a big deal.
And that's why I really hope they pay it. I really do. I really hope they pay. I don't think they can afford this miss. I don't.
All right. Those are all the super stickers. Thank you guys so very much for your generosity and for you supporting the show, as this is our job. And you guys make it so easy to show up twice a week. But we like to give back. And we just launched a brand new merch store. So we've got a ton of options for whoever wins. This is this week's Coach and Brolette Wheel. So, Vince, this is your job.
Here we go.
Let's get it going.
Producer man, spin the wheel.
Who's it going to be? Oh, a lot of names. Who's going to be the lucky one? The new Fagozy? Is that what you're going to get? Are you going to get a new one with our faces on it? Jeff. Okay.
Ooh.
I think that's a new one. I think that's a
right
new one.
on the line, man.
All right. So, Jeff, you guys know the rules. You got to be watching live. Email producer man. There is the email. He will connect with you. You tell him what you want. We'll get it shipped out. We got, I think, 4 pictures today of winners that sent them back into us. So the new merch store is working.
Nice.
And by Monday, we'll have at least 3 new options of me and Vince shirts.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, man.
Which I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
All right, Vince. So this is Wednesday. We're on YouTube now. We're not on Stadium. All right, tell the good people tomorrow night what they can expect.
Tomorrow night, brand new episode of JCW Lunacy Man on YouTube at 7 o'clock Eastern, guys. Check it out. I know you'll enjoy it, man.
And Vince will be live in the YouTube chat to interact with all of you great fans out there. And Vince, as we say goodbye, I'm just going to tell you this, because now that I'm a highly paid talent for JCW, I don't know if we can be as close and as friendly as we used to be, because I've got to meet with my agent this week and figure out exactly, because I'm getting a lot of heat from fans, from Barnabas, from some of your other talent, saying that people are playing favorites, is what I've been hearing. That you're playing favorites because we're partners.
No, you're getting a lot of heat. I don't think you deserve it, Coach. I mean, you speak your mind. The coach has always spoken his mind, bro. You can't. What do they say, man? You can't take the heat. Get out of the freaking kitchen, man.
That's right. I can take the heat, and I'm telling you, tomorrow night, heel coach will be there, and I don't even know if I want to tease who I'm going after this week because I feel like it's a lot of people.
And rightfully so, probably.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We got a lot going on. We never stop. But we do it all. Why? Because of you, whether it's JCW, Coach and Bro, Russo'sBrand.com. Damn it, we never stop. So, producer man, I need him on one shot because it's time for you all of you to go out into the world, for you to pay it forward, for you to be kind to one another, pick up a piece of brand new merch if you feel so inclined. But thank you all sincerely from the bottom of our hearts for Dirt Sheet Dan, Mikey P, our AP, producer man who always makes the show look like $1 million, and of course my partner, my good friend, Vince Russo. I am the coach. We'll see you Monday back at our usual time, 5 p.m. Eastern time. This is the Coach and Bro Show. Have a great night.